So, hello everybody. How's everybody doing today? I hope all is well. Guys, I'm not going to be here long. I just got home from work and I don't know. I just been, I don't know, feeling kind of like, ooh, just coming on here and say, let us pray, guys, for our young people because it's terrible what's going on um, with our young people. Um, I mean, in real life, guys, in real life. I mean, on the streets, in their homes, it's a lot that they are battling. So we got to, you know, I know there's some prayer warriors among us, and we got to pray, guys, ever so hard. Now, it's bad enough that when you send your kids out of the home, what kind of elements are they going to be running into? It's just too much. I'm telling you. I'm so glad I kind of grew up in the era that I did, but I got grandkids coming up in this generation and great grandchildren after that, and it's sad because, like I said, the elements that they face on a daily basis is scary. But listen, I know when we put our hands in Almighty hand, all will be well. But I think as a people, we need to pray and just really kind of call on the Creator because it's sad to say I don't see it any better. I don't see it getting any better in the future, guys. Um, Without us being on the same accord and just praying and just pouring our hearts and soul out to the Creator. I mean, listen, I've lived a life. I'm past 60. I'm over 60. But what troubles me is these young people and how they're coming up and how they're being impacted by certain elements. And we got to keep them covered, guys. We got to keep our young people covered because it's so much that's just against them. It's just a lot. And we got to pray for them to use their better judgment on things, to not be a follower. I drilled it in my grandkids' head. Listen, you are to be a leader and not a follower. I mean, I drilled it into my second oldest grandson here so much until he just got, because I needed him to understand once he get out that door, if anybody say, come on, let's go and do this thing, and you know that's not the right thing to do, I'm going to need you to put on your thinking cap, and I need that leader in you to rise up, and then I need you to get up out of there. You don't let nobody take you and lead you down all kind of cutthroat alleys and things like that, okay? So we just got to pray these people's strength. And listen, school has not even been in session for a whole 2 weeks. And already, what's going on with these guns out here? I mean, they've been having them for a number of years now, and all these school shootings been going on. But the school year just started. It just started. And already I know of one school shooting that took place in Georgia. And then right here in Maryland. Right here in Maryland. Where are these kids getting these guns from? Where? Somebody needs to be held accountable for this stuff. The child probably got some issues. No telling what's being done to the child in the home. So the child, but how are they getting these weapons? And not just that, how are they not being detected when they go into these schoolhouses? How are they not being detected? I thought they said that they were going to be putting metal detectors in. I'm like, what is going on? See, and then listen, guys, we got to teach our children, don't go to school being into no group when it comes to uh, bullying people and stuff like that. Because, see, you can bully a person and bully a person. I'm talking about a young person now, okay? And maybe even some older people. I don't know. But I'm talking about young people whose minds aren't fully developed. See, an older person, if they go and get something, a weapon, and come back, see, they know that they not live. That's not how they need to be solving whatever conflict they might be finding themselves in. But a child mind is not that developed. Okay, so that child just want, oh, you just gonna leave me alone. You just gonna stop this. Whatever you're doing to me, you're gonna just stop it, cause I've had enough. And then all you know is that they're gonna be just spraying people with bullets, because their minds are just not fully. But who are the adults who needs to be held accountable for these children getting their hands on weapons? If the children are getting guns from the home, somebody need to go to them homes and hold whoever, whatever adult that's in that house, mama, daddy, they need to be held accountable for them kids being able to get their hands on weapons so readily. We got to get this thing stopped. Because all I can envision is it's gonna get worse if you don't try to nip something in the bud now. You got to hold whoever's in the authority figures, mother, father, grandparents even, I don't care. Who's ever in that home, and those children are allowed to get their hands on them weapons. Somebody need to give account for that. Somebody need to be given account and need to be held responsible. Because when you just keep giving people smack on the wrist, that's not going to do any good. That's not going to do the job. And then not just at home, in schools. You got security in school. You got all kind of adult supervision in school. And nobody is checking for weapons? My God, the school haven't even been in session for 2 weeks, and already I've heard of 2 school shootings. Lord, when does it stop? How come those people in the schoolhouses, they can't make it where, really put some metal detectors or something, and have people patrolling them grounds to make sure ain't nobody sitting around there looking all simple out the face like they ready to tear something down. You need to have people in school supervising this mess, as well as outside of school grounds. Seeing if it's somebody walking around there like they got some kind of mental issue problem, they need, and then you see that kind of person just stirring around the school, you need to call 911 or whatever the daggone emergency number is where you live, and notify somebody. Listen, we got people walking around on the daggone school ground, and they looking kind of unstable, and then we need some help out here. Get the police or somebody out here to figure out what's going on. You got these babies running and being traumatized and everything, and it's just madness, guys. I just had to get this out. I told you sometimes YouTube can be like a therapy session for me. I just need to talk. I just need to talk, guys. And it's sad that people, children who haven't even got a chance to live their lives yet, they're being targeted. But guys, we gotta again talk to our young people and make sure that they're not out here bullying people, because you can take them children so far. You can take them only so far before they start sitting back thinking about ways and ideas of how they can get you up off of them. You know, how you can leave, because they just want to be left alone. You know? So talk to your children. Tell them don't be out there in no crowds where people are out there bullying people. Because 9 times out of 10, your child or your grandchild probably don't even know who they're targeting. They're just jumping into a crowd just so they can fit into a crowd. And this is where we got to get our kids out of that mindset. You know, if people going to be doing wrong, first you got to train your child to understand what right and wrong is. Right from wrong. What is it and what do it look like? We do. We got to train them up. The word says when you train up a child the way they should go, when they get older, they won't depart. We got to train the children. You can't catch them when they're 14 and 15 years old. You got to catch them at 4, 5, 6, 7. You got to catch them before they get really, I believe, before they get to be 6 years old and get ready to start school. You got to start that process right then and there, guys. You do. Because this is just maddening. If we don't, it's going to be more families who's going to be heartbroken because their babies are not making it back home. Guys, we got to listen. We got to pray, and then we got to make sure that our grandchildren, our children, whomever, are really paying attention to the lessons that we got to train them up. We got to, guys. We got to. Because this is sad. I don't even know how many children died in today's shooting. I don't know how many died in, I think they said 1 died in today's shooting. I'm not for certain. Please don't quote me on it. And a number of children out there in Georgia. It's too much. It's too much. All because we're not doing what we should be doing. I mean, if we're doing our part, then okay. But if we're not doing our part and we know we're not doing our part, then for shame. For shame, shame, shame on you. If you're not doing what you need to be doing to make sure that your child go to school, and I used to tell my kids, you're going to school for a reason. You're going to get a lesson. You're going to get several lessons. School. You're going to learn math. You're going to learn English, writing, and all of that. Okay? All this other mess, it takes place outside of school. Okay? But it's just a mess. It's just too much. But we got to pray and we got to train up these children, guys, in the way that they should be going. Out, not just inside the home, but outside the home too. We got to lift them up. We got to build them up and let them know that they don't have to be a part of a clique or a gang. That they are a leader and they're not a follower. Just keep drilling it. That's what I did with my oldest. I mean, my young, I'll get it right, Sharon. Well, that's what I told a lot of times to my second oldest grandson, because I was looking at him and it was looking like he had the potential to be maybe a follower. And I'm like, I seen it. With my own 2 good eyes, I seen it. I'm like, I got to let this child know. Now, he knew, but his grandmother had to let him know. And I didn't let up off of him until he got it deep down in his soul. And now he out here driving 18-wheelers or whatever you call it. You know, moving and shaking and stuff like that, you know. But this is what I'm saying. We got to get them when they're young, guys. We got to get them. And my prayers is for those families who've lost their loved ones, their babies, and things like that. Babies have been injured, or it's just, Lord, just pray with me, guys. Just pray with me. If you just say a prayer in your head, because our babies need covering, guys. Our babies need covering. And these older people, too. These older people, too. All at from 6, all the way up to, what age is it when they get out of school, college? To 30. I'll say it like that. Because 30, they're going to start to have a little bit of the maturity, you know. We prayerfully will see some maturity by that age. And if you're constantly putting positive in them, as soon as they turn 6, you know, and then start going out the door, going to school, you constantly, steadily feeding them. Just keep feeding them. I guarantee you they ain't going to be mixed up in a whole bunch of mess. Somehow we got to break this stuff, guys. Somehow, and I do believe one way of trying to attempt it is through prayer, meditation, and then talking to you purple in the face. I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm so serious. But guys, I'm going to get out of here. Let's pray for these families and these babies. Until the next time, guys. Y'all be safe. Thanks for watching.